Welcome back, Mustang fans, to another edition of Rita Replays. Tonight's action takes us to cold, rainy Gately Stadium, Week 6, 2009. The game features some record-setting performances from your Mustangs. Here's the game.
Welcome to the South Side for one of the most intense rivalries in high school football. Tonight, the CN100 Game of the Week comes to you from Gately Stadium, where St. Rita takes on Mount Carmel. Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Blaney, along with Kenny McReynolds. Annually, this is one of the top football games of the year, and going back through all the years of its history, it's one of the most hard-fought, most intense, and most meaningful games. And Kenny, for St. Rita coming into this game, every game is big in the conference, but this one, in the case of the Catholic League Blue, if St. Rita can get by this game, they really set themselves up nicely, and they, for all intents and purposes, eliminate Mount Carmel.
Yeah, St. Rita's really been playing well, Jim. They're undefeated, of course. This is the game everybody wants to win, but let's face it, this St. Rita team, they're really good.
And yet for Mount Carmel, they win this game. They're right in the thick of the conference race, but more importantly, they maybe enter the conversation again as one of the top 10 teams in the state.
Well, I think they are one of the top 10 teams in the state. They lose one game, everybody panics because you're not used to Mount Carmel losing a football game. I saw them last week at De La Salle. After their loss to Loyola, they bounced back very well last Friday night.
This game will be no different from any of the other Mount Carmel St. Rita games that has gone before it in this fact. It will be determined by which line controls the play. And the line that controls the play will open it up for their running back. For St. Rita, they will try to open the holes for Joanna Key, one of the best running backs in the state.
Well, Jim, he's unbelievable. He's listed at 5'7", but he's probably not that tall. He has over 1,100 yards, but get this, he has scored 20 touchdowns. Some teams have not scored 20 touchdowns this season. This young man has 20 touchdowns through 5 games.
We get ready for kickoff here in the CN100 High School Game of the Week for the first time tonight. Let's say hello to our man on the sidelines. Here's Eric Schmidt. Eric?
Hi, Jim. Thanks very much. You know, this is the 87th meeting between these two teams, and the interesting thing that I find is the two coaches are both alums of their respective programs, and St. Rita's coach Todd Kuska really loves being in that position. He loves to talk about when he was in these kids' shoes back in the late 80s, and he said not much has changed since he was playing in this rivalry game. He said the preparation is the same, the distractions are the same. The only thing that might have changed is the technology that they used to prepare for it. Now, obviously, these two teams hate each other tonight. Maybe that's a strong word, but after the end of the game, these two teams go from neighborhood rivals to neighborhood friends. They both bleed blue. That would be Chicago Catholic blue. My only request with you guys, don't talk about how warm and how dry it is upstairs.
We will skip that, Eric. Thank you very much. Nico Rodriguez's kickoff goes into the end zone, so we'll have a touchback to open up. 1st and 20 for St. Rita from their own 20, or 1st and 10, excuse me, from their own 20 to start the game. Here's a good look at the St. Rita offense to get started. They have a big physical offensive line. That's standard at St. Rita.
Yep.
They have a quarterback, Robbie Gallick, who gets rid of the ball very quickly. A lot of two-step drops, fires the ball, and then it's gone. So it's not a passing team, but when Robbie Gallick throws it, he gets rid of it very, very quickly.
And Jim, they have an outstanding offensive line.
4 wides to get the game started. Joanna Key is the lone running back, and there we go. Gallick, quick throw as a completion to start off the game. Hit Kyle Yakim, and he'll take it out to about the 24-yard line to bring up 2nd down and 6, as most of the Mount Carmel defense will be in the final frame of the film on that one,
yeah,
or the videotape, if you will.
Just swings it right out to Yakim, Jim, for a little pickup. And you can take a look at the great defensive squad here from Mount Carmel.
The linebackers are the guys to watch. Lavelle Southern, Chris Barcelona, Mike Butler, Markel Brown. They are the active guys. They are the most active tacklers in this Mount Carmel defense.
Well, you know what? I had a chance to go see Mount Carmel last week at De La Salle, and Barcelona was just unbelievable. It may have been the best game I've seen a high school linebacker play since Simeon Rice at Mount Carmel.
3 receivers out to the left, and it will be a pitch to Joanna Key. He runs, he cuts in behind a blocker, and then gets out to about the 27-yard line, brought down by Jack Sherlock, and a Key is going to be about 3 yards short of a first down, so it brings up 3rd down and 3 for St. Rita on their opening drive of the game.
Well, you're right, Jim. Key does a great job of giving his blockers an opportunity to set the block. That's the most important thing. You have to give those guys a chance to set the block. That time he ran behind Gorski, the big tight end, who's 6'6", 230 pounds.
Mitch Saffold will come out wide to the right onto the wide side of the field for St. Rita. They line up in the shotgun on 3rd down and 3 from their own 27. A Key is in the backfield with Robbie Gallick. Gallick drops back to pass. The rush comes. He hangs in. He has a completion, and he has a first down. Beautiful passing play. Got it to Kyle Yakim, who not only, or excuse me, that's the tight end, Tim Gorski. He catches the ball about the 35-yard line, carries it all the way up to the 43-yard line, first down and 10 for St. Rita.
Well, he was just able to get that ball off, Jim. I did not think he was going to be able to get that ball off. And you see the pressure's coming from the outside linebacker, and he was just able to get that off. Big play for the Mustangs of St. Rita.
Well, we talked about how Gallick gets rid of the football very quickly. That time he hung in, the rush was coming, and he delivered the ball on time and right into the arms of his tight end, Gorski. Quick pass, swung out to the left and complete, one of those little bubble screens that you see at all levels of football. And again, all 11 Mount Carmel hats are in the picture. That'll make the defensive coaches very, very happy. It's a gain of about 2 yards out to the St. Rita 45. It brings up second down and 8.
Boy, that is a dangerous, dangerous swing pass, too. As Pat Callis almost had that, Jim. But you talk about defense, and let's face it, year in and year out, this Caravan team, what do they live and die by? Defense.
Matt Mullen is the fullback in the game for St. Rita. I formation, first time we've seen that one tonight. On second down and about 8. Handoff, Akey, second back through, has plenty of room, and he got through, and it's a race to the corner of the end zone. Akey's tough to catch. They won't catch him here. Touchdown, St. Rita, as Akey hauls it 57 yards for the touchdown. St. Rita leads 6-0.
Wow. He is a big play guy. That's 21 touchdowns this season. All he needs is just a little seam, Jim. You give him a little bit of room, and he's gone. And remember, he's listed at 5'7". He's probably smaller than that. And remember, he's also an all-state wrestler. But you just give him a little bit of room, and he's off to the races. Nobody's going to catch him.
It looked like Sherlock may have had him for a moment, and then it was just a little move to get away from Sherlock, and then he was gone. Chris Donahue in to attempt the extra point. And it is up, and it is indeed good. So St. Rita off to a quick 7-0 lead here against Mount Carmel. It is an absolute, in my mind, perfect night for football.
Because the rain has stopped.
We got, well, it's still coming down a little bit out there, but it's chilly. It's just a tick under 50 degrees. Got a little bit of rain coming down. We got two of the most intense high school rivals in the whole country out here tonight, and we are turning the corner and heading toward the playoffs, so it's perfect, Kenny.
And when you give this young man, Jim, all he needs is that offensive line to give him a little bit of a hole, and he is so quick. He hits those holes so quick, Jim is off to the races. You're not going to catch him. He's rushed for over 1,100 yards, and that's his 21st touchdown of the season. And I tell you, Jim, I guarantee you there's a lot of schools that have not scored 21 touchdowns this season as a team. This young man has 21 by himself.
An outstanding season. He only started 5 games last year, and he has a chance tonight with a good night to surpass his rushing total from last year. And we are only 6 games into the season. And as I mentioned, tonight is the night where you start thinking about playoffs a little bit. Well, the players don't, the coaches don't, but we do. And for St. Rita, obviously, they come into the game undefeated at 5-0. They win tonight. They know they'll be in the playoffs. They should be there anyway, but they get that 6th win, they're assured of it. Because in past years, 5 was the magic number. It's not automatic anymore. We'll talk about that a little bit later as we move along in the broadcast. Short kick and a fair catch at the 20-yard line. And that is where Mount Carmel is going to get started on offense. It's a short kick that Denzel Thompson got his hands on at the 22-yard line. So here's the Mount Carmel offense out for the first time tonight. Chris Soika, who was the understudy for Jordan Litch, getting a chance to play this year, has 5 rushing touchdowns, but it's the running backs for Mount Carmel that do so well. Milton Greer, number 9, and Denzel Thompson, number 23.
And you just look at Greer's rushing average, Jim, over 8 yards per carry. That just goes to show you what a great running back he is, that they put it in the air.
Soika drops back to pass, put it up in the air. Great catch by Landon Scott. That was an NFL type of play because that ball was a jump ball up there for anybody, and the 6'3" Scott went up and just made a beautiful, I know this is going to sound silly, but he caught it perfectly with his hands. So many guys try to catch it into their body. He caught that just with his hands. What a great catch, 30-yard pass play.
You're right, Jim, with the jump ball, and he just goes up and uses every bit of that 6'3" frame.
9:01 remaining here in the first quarter. Mount Carmel, first time with the ball. They're in St. Rita territory. Soika bounced off of Milton Greer. Looked like it might have been a little bit of a mistake on the play, but Soika just grabs it and rushes ahead, takes it ahead to the 43-yard line. He gains 5, second down and 5 coming up.
Yeah, you're right, Jim. He bumped into Greer. It looked like a little miscommunication there. He ran into his own man.
Defense for St. Rita, and they have been very, very good. Bruce Gaston, one of the most highly coveted players by the Division I schools anywhere in the nation. Joe Campagna, their linebacker, number 43, is the leading tackler. Washington was hit initially at the line of scrimmage, kept his legs churning, carries it up to about the 41-yard line before he's brought down, and that'll make it 3rd down and 3.
And, Jim, you talk about that Rita defense. Let's not underestimate the way that Chris Sims has been playing, their outside linebacker. This young man has been playing extremely well this season. 20 solo tackles, 11 assists.
Mount Carmel comes out with Scott out to the left. Michael Banks is going to be in a slot to the left. Washington and Greer are the running backs, and it will be, Thompson and Greer are the running backs, and it'll be a timeout for Frank Lenny and the Mount Carmel Caravan. I talked a second ago about how 5 wins is not automatic anymore. There's a few reasons for that. Number one is because there's been a lot of new high schools open up in the last few years that are playing varsity football for the first time this year. Those would be schools like Lincoln Way West and Plainfield East. But also, there's an additional amount of conferences in the Chicago Public League that had not gotten playoff berths before that now get them. So all the 5s are no longer guaranteed of getting in, and then you have to go to playoff points to break the tie. And playoff points is a very simple concept. Your playoff points is the number of wins by your 9 opponents. So theoretically, it rewards teams that play a tougher schedule. So realistically, anybody in the Catholic League Blue that has 5 wins, your playoff points are probably going to get you in.
But you know 6 will.
6 is guaranteed, 5 should get you there. But it's a little bit different than what we're used to in high. Now, in past years, some of the 5s haven't made it, but it's only been a handful. The rain coming down a little bit harder right now. 3rd down and 3 from the 41 for Mount Carmel. 7:56 remaining. Soika keeps, turns it up, and looked like he may have lost the football actually for a second, but he's brought down at the 39-yard line. He is short of the 1st down.
Well, he was following Milton Greer. You noticed him, he pushed Greer out of the way. He ran right behind Milton Greer. Here it is again. Now, see, he'll run behind Greer. He'll just tell Greer to get out of the way a little bit, but boy, did he lose that football? No, he held on to it.
Strange looking play.
So now it's going to be 4th and 1.
And a spot on the field where it makes a lot of sense to try and go for it. You put a punt into the end zone, you only pick up about 19 yards. 4th and about 1.5 yards. From the 39, Soika, he'll drop back. He fakes, he has a little bit of room. He'll have the 1st down by about 1 yard before he is knocked down and knocked out of bounds. Coming over to make the play was Chris Sims, but not until after Soika had gotten the 1st down.
Well, you take a look at the big crowd here in the rain, but we talked about Chris Sims, Jim. Watch the lateral movement also. Now you see Soika going back. See, he sees that 1st down marker. He'll pick up that 1st down marker, but you see Sims coming over from the outside linebacker position. Shows great lateral movement.
You look at the quarterbacks that Mount Carmel has had over the years. Donovan McNabb, Jordan Lynch, Mike McGrew. One of the things you have to do is you have to be smart enough to know when to tuck it and run and when to take off. At the beginning of the season, Frank Lenti had said that Soika might be one of the best at making those decisions since Mike McGrew. 1st down and 10 for Mount Carmel. Soika on the pitch, threw it behind Greer, and he's going to have to struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. He will not. He's swallowed under by Sims and Benny Velasquez and other members of the St. Rita defense. It's a loss of 3 all the way back to the 40-yard line, 2nd down and 13.
Here it is again, Jim. He never really had control of the football on the pitch. See right there, actually he overran it. He had to reach back to get it, and then he's reaching back to pick up the ball, and it's a wet ball too. So you're reaching backwards to get it, and it's a wet ball. But if you're a Caravan, you're happy because they were able to recover.
But now they're backed up a little bit after having a lot of momentum on offense. Greer and Thompson, the running backs, once again. Soika, he'll drop back, looking to throw, and it's a screen that does not work, and he is knocked down and knocked down hard back at the 46-yard line. Ronnie McNamara got there for the sack. The ball came out, and it is in the possession of the St. Rita Mustangs. It looked at first as though Soika had just been tackled, but then the St. Rita players acted like the ball came out. It took a little while for the officials to say, yeah, it came out. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. Here it is again. He'll go back to pass. Looks for a screen, Jim. There's nothing there. He's hit once, gets away. Here he is again. And right there, the second hit, there's the loose ball. And you see nothing but white shirts on top of the ball.
Dan Connolly was laying on top of the football. That's why it took so long for somebody to recover it. He was lying on top of it, but he didn't have possession. Now 1st and 10 for St. Rita from their own 46-yard line, and they'll go to work with a key, and he doesn't go very far. He maybe got a yard before he ran into Russell and Kozowitz and the rest of the Mount Carmel defense.
Boy, they do a great job of gang tackling. They really do.
Mount Carmel, they have seen their season end in the state semifinals the last 2 years. They were beaten on this field by Glenbard North 2 years ago. And then last year they were beaten at Hinsdale Central by the Red Devils. .5:14 remaining in the first quarter. Officially 2nd down and 10 for St. Rita. A key with some last-minute instructions to Mullen, who will go through the hole first. Gallick rolls out looking downfield, has a man, and that's a completion. Nice toss play to Mullen. He'll take it for a 1st down and more. He's down at the 37-yard line of Mount Carmel, 1st and 10 St. Rita.
Well, I don't know what he told Matthew Mullen, but it certainly worked because he walked up to him, said something to him, and I think he said, hey, you just go out of the backfield. Here it is again. Now you see Mullen right there release, and you see he's looking for him, and I don't know what the key told him, but I know he said, hey, get open, whatever you do, and he's finally brought down from behind by Chris Barcelona.
23-yard pass play. St. Rita on the march, and remember they are leading 7-0. High formation again for St. Rita. And a key. He'll try the left side of the line, and just not much there. Got a couple of yards, got out to the 35-yard line. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
And Jim, notice the way Akey was running there because it's starting to rain a little bit harder. It looked like he was like tiptoeing a little bit, like he was on ice. And you have to assume it's been raining all day, and this field has not been covered. So the footing may become an issue as it continues to rain.
One of the things I like about Akey is the fact that he is very patient in waiting for his blocks, and he is very disciplined at going through the proper hole. He's got 4 carries for 61 yards so far. So many high school running backs, they want to use speed all the time. Akey, little counter play, goes right, comes back left. He'll have another 1st down, and he's finally brought down at the 26-yard line. So St. Rita now on the verge of, if they can get this into the end zone, going up 2 scores, and that's certainly not a position Mount Carmel wants to be in this early.
And see, he does not need a lot of room, Jim, but you talked about giving his offensive line a chance to block. See, right there, he'll go to the left side. He gives the 2 big guys a chance to block. They set those blocks for him, and he just follows in for a nice completion.
Clock running with 3:49 remaining in the first quarter. 1st down and 10. Mount Carmel comes up. They plug the holes. Akey follows his blockers again. And, boy, not much of a gain, but a nice little 4-yard trip down to the 21-yard line.
But it must be nice to have a guy like Hitz and Ladd in front of you. One 6'4", 275. The other one is 6'2", 270. That's a nice line to have in front of you.
Tommy Hitz, his dad, played for Mount Carmel. And so a little bit of a split family, but, you know, mom's going to root for the son. Dad, you're going to have to.
Without question.
On 2nd down and 5, Akey again. This time tries the right side. He gets stood up at the 23-yard line. He was popped and driven back. Pat Toomey was there in on the tackle, as was Chris Barcelona.
Well, we're going to say Barcelona's name a lot, Jim. He has really stepped his game up. He has brought it up to another level.
You know, Kenny, when I was driving over here tonight, I was really getting excited about this game just because, you know, you got the leaves turning, you're getting a little chilly, got some rain coming down. This is playoff type of weather, and we have 2 playoff caliber teams in the game tonight. 7-0 St. Rita, 2:39 left in the first quarter. 3rd down and 3. Akey gets the pitch, turns the corner. Mullen got him a block, and Akey finally driven out of bounds right at the 10-yard line.
Well, you know he's going to get the ball, Jim. It's just hard to stop him because he's so good, and that offensive line is so good. Just pitch it out to right there, number 1, right into your screen. And here it is again. Now you'll go with the pitch. They'll go to the left side of your screen. Does a great job of following the block. Does a good job of letting his man, Matthew Mullen, set the block first. Again, Akey with another 1st down.
Yeah, Luke Grossnickel came up and actually overran his block, oddly enough. 8th play of the drive. This drive started at the St. Rita 44-yard line. Akey goes to work again, fouls his blockers, and again he's going to pick up about 5 yards down to the 5-yard line, where it will be second down and goal from the 5.
The question is, do you mix it up and throw the ball now?
I would say when you're winning the battle at the point of attack, which St. Rita is doing right now, the answer would be no. Akey already threatening to go over 100 yards.
In the first quarter.
He has 89 on the night, yeah, in the first quarter. Well, he's not going to be able to do it.
No.
Because he's only got 5 more yards to get. They bring in the jumbo package. Akey, right side, and he actually ran into his own guys. Pushed the pile down to the 3-yard line, 147 and running. Remaining here in the first quarter, it will be third down and goal from the 4.
Yeah, he ran into Mullen. He actually ran into Mullen, his own guy, Jim, before he was able to get across that goal line. So the only person to stop him so far tonight was his own man.
Let's see what kind of package St. Rita sends in here. They have Bobby Gallagher, a wide receiver. He's coming out to the bottom of your screen. He's the only wide out in the game. 2 blockers in front of Akey, who is in the eye.
Well, McNamara's in the back there.
Akey gets the pitch, trying to get to the corner, and he couldn't get there. He was turned inside. Barcelona made the tackle, but the play was made by Luke Grossnickel because he strung the play out and forced Akey to go out wider than he really wanted to. Fourth down and goal for St. Rita coming up from the 2-yard line.
Watch the way he'll string this out and will not let Akey turn that corner, Jim. See, he'll string him out and give Barcelona a chance to come over from the outside to bring him down.
49 seconds and running remaining here in the first quarter. St. Rita will have to run this fourth down play before the end of the quarter unless they elect to take a timeout. Play number 12 of the drive about to come up, and it looks like when your quarterback is over hanging out with the official, that usually means you're going to call a timeout.
Timeout. Yep.
And that's exactly what Gallick does. So we'll get a timeout called with 26 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. You would suspect we'll see the jumbo package. That's exactly what is in for St. Rita. Akey lines up in the eye. Strong side of the field is to the right. Akey launches himself toward the end zone, and the Rita guys say he's in. The Mount Carmel guys say he's not. Touchdown, St. Rita.
He's in. He just went behind McNamara.
Akey Walter Payton used to jump over everybody. Akey just launched himself into the end zone.
And he's only 5'7" to get up that high. That's touchdown number 22 this season. Not for the team, but for Akey.
13-0. St. Rita has the lead. And now they'll send in Chris Donahue to kick the extra point.
Did you guys bring the other one down, do you know? I think that's it.
So the turnover by Mount Carmel at midfield results in a touchdown for St. Rita, and that kick was blocked. What a great play coming in off of the corner to get a piece of that kick and make the block. That was Jim Stogowski, the senior.
And that could always come back to become a big play, because if you get 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points, you're back into it. But now here comes the replay. Watch, he just follows the big boys, Jim. He just goes right behind McNamara and Mullen. Here it is again. McNamara one block, Mullen the other, over top. Breaks the plane. That's all you need to do there. You see the ball across the line. Touchdown number 22.
Yeah, he didn't break the plane until the second effort. He was stopped about 1 foot short of the goal line, and he actually came back down on his feet without his knees hitting down. So the St. Rita Mustangs coming into this game 5-0. I would think that most people, if you're ranking all the high school teams in the Chicagoland area, most of them have Maine South as number 1. They deserve to be there. They're a defending state champion, and they're undefeated. And St. Rita is put number 2 right behind them. 10 carries and 33 yards on that series for Akey. 11 plays total on the drive, covered 5 minutes and 25 seconds. We talked in the very open about how the team that controlled the offense or controlled line play would likely be the winner of this game. They keep it away from Greer. Short kick. That ball actually hit the turf before Richard Ford was able to gather it in, but it gives Mount Carmel pretty decent field position with 17 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
And talking to Todd Kutzka before the game, Jim, he told me that the thing that worries him so much about Mount Carmel is that this is a big play team.
Yes.
You know, you'll stop them here, you stop them there, and next thing you know, those super running backs in Greer and Thompson can just explode. So it's a big play team.
Greer and Thompson are the backs. 1st and 10 from the Mount Carmel 34-yard line. Soika back to pass, and his receiver had to turn around to find the ball. Kwame Asante was looking for the reception, but the ball goes off his hands and out of bounds. It's 2nd down and 10.
Boy, I wonder if he started to move to run before he actually caught the ball.
I think it was, Kenny looked at me like it was just a little bit behind him. He had to turn to try and catch it, and that's when he lost his timing. Landon Scott goes out wide to the right here on 2nd down. Soika lost the football again. That time he fell on it, but it's going to be a loss of a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. That's the 3rd time tonight the ball has been laid on the turf after a Mount Carmel offensive snap.
Well, we're going to see that a lot today, Jim, just because of the rain.
And that will be the end of the first quarter. St. Rita has had the ball twice. They've scored both times. Aki has been the guy who's taken to the end zone. 13-0 Mount Carmel. End of one in the CN100 high school game of the week.
I'm not good at math, but I bet that's close to 2-1.
Very good. Not bad.
Hanging around Tom Bonnet, our great statistician. A little bit of it rubbing off on me.
3rd down and 11 from the 33-yard line for Mount Carmel. Soika is back to pass. Little screen, and that one is not going to go very far at all. Snuffed out, smelled out, and the Rita defense is going to get off the field. There's a little inside screen to Landon Scott.
Boy, look at Bruce Gaston, though. Watch the replay. Here's your little screen. Now watch big number 90 Gaston come to your screen right there. Just reach in, trips him up. He's actually on the ground, reaches out and trips him up.
4th down. Mount Carmel will have to punt. And you can tell you can see the rain falling right into the Mount Carmel formation. And this punt gets away. It's a pretty good kick, actually, and it's going to be taken at the 43-yard line and then returned out to the 47-yard line. Then a flag goes down. So it looks like St. Rita is going to have some pretty good field position. Good play to field that punt by Joe Nibbs. St. Rita, after a dominant first quarter in which they built up a 13-0 lead, they now start out with outstanding field position on their own 45-yard line early here in the second quarter. Shotgun formation. Gallick is back to throw, looks over the middle, has a man open, and just missed his target. Running right down the seam and wide open was that's a key, number 1, coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, that was a key because Lavelle Sutherland blitzed from the defensive back position, and they saw it. Sutherland came in, they saw it. The key comes out the backfield, but he was open, but just a little bit overthrown. Great night for football. Cold, rainy, 2 great teams, 2 great schools, 2 great coaches.
And as I said, you start thinking a little bit about what lies ahead, and a big hit on a key right at the line of scrimmage, just driven backwards, tackled hard. I believe it was Grossnickel, number 48, that came in and made the stick. Nope, 49. It was Mike Butler, one of the seniors.
Here it is again. Now, this is the way you draw it up. Look at the way he just grabs him and pushes him right back. That's the way you practice. Hit him right in the numbers.
The Mount Carmel defense, they really need to stop right here. 3rd down and 9 coming up, the ball on the St. Rita 46-yard line. 4 wides into the game for St. Rita. Aki is essentially a wingback. He flares out, Gallick throws, lets it fly, and that's caught. And caught for a 1st down. Outstanding throw, outstanding catch as well. Had his man wide open and delivered the football. The catch made by Kelly Thomas, number 28.
Well, I really like the way Thomas catches this ball, Jim. Here it is again. Plenty of time. Then gets rid of it. Now watch Thomas going backwards. Reaches up, brings it down. That is a good catch in double coverage.
This is one of the things I like about Robbie Gallick. After a 24-yard completion, again, it's not textbook the way he throws the football, but he knows when to get rid of it and he knows where to put it. And now St. Rita has 1st and 10 on the Mount Carmel 32-yard line. Aki is the lone back with 4 wideouts. And instead, the handoff goes on the inside to Mitch Saffold. He'll turn the right corner, get across the 30-yard line, take it out to about the 28-yard line before he's driven out of bounds. It's going to be 2nd down and 5.
Send Saffold in motion, hand it off to him, just pick up a nice little 5. They're not in a hurry, just grind it out, Jim, keep the ball on the ground. We probably won't see too much throwing with the weather.
And you'll see even less throwing if St. Rita goes up by 3 scores. The St. Rita offense is absolutely rolling right now. Luke Turner is out wide to the left for St. Rita. Takes a step back off the line. A key on the delay. No dice. That goes absolutely nowhere. Markel Brown, the senior linebacker, comes in and makes an outstanding play and throws a key for a loss on the play.
But look at Brown. He's in the backfield so quickly. He could have taken the handoff. I mean, he comes in untouched right off the snap. He really could have taken the handoff, I thought, and puts him back for a loss. But you know what? The thing that I was worried about today, Jim, there was a public school game between Robeson and King before this game. It went into overtime. Both of these teams had to sit on the buses because they couldn't get into the locker room. So I'm sure the coaches were worried about would they come out with a slow start because they couldn't stretch. You know, you want the guys here to get loose, get in the locker room, stay warm. Both teams had to stay on the buses for a long time because the game before this one went into overtime.
Mount Carmel and St. Rita will take a chance to talk about it as St. Rita calls timeout with 8:45 remaining here in the second quarter. And you remember what A-Day was like last year with all the great teams in it. 3rd down and 10 for St. Rita. Gallick, he'll hand it to a Key. He'll take it up the middle, and he takes it down to about the 27-yard line before he is stopped. And that's going to make it 4th down and 5. And if you're going to run a draw play on 3rd down, why wouldn't you go for it on 4th down?
Especially at this territory of the field, this part of the field, why not go for it? I like a Key on that run. You notice he was running sideways? Yeah, I think you go for it. Yeah.
St. Rita has churned out 7 first downs already in this game to only 2 for Mount Carmel. 4th down coming up. 4th down and 5 from the 27. Gallick fakes, looking, off his back foot. It's a jump ball, and it is caught for a moment and then dropped. It was in and out of the hands of Tim Gorski. So the Mount Carmel defense gets a big stop on 4th down. If they had gone down by 3 scores, it would have been mighty difficult to come back. But now their defense comes off the field and their offense goes on. They're down 13-0, but they're only down by 2 scores.
Yeah, big play by the defense, Jim. Now the offense has to really try to get something going. But they have done not much so far. Here it is again. And watch the nice play by Gorski. Here it is again. Goes back, little contact right there, breaks it up nice with the left hand. But now the offense has to get this momentum going for the Caravan.
And the handoff will go to, well, as a fake handoff to Milton Greer. The Rita guys weren't fooled by it. And Greer is just thrown backwards, and it's actually going to be well, will they mark it as a loss? No, they'll say his forward progress got him back to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 2nd down and 10 with the rain coming down harder now than it has at any other point in the evening.
Which means it's going to be very difficult to grip the football. So Mount Carmel, they need points, but they're going to have to really start controlling that line of scrimmage.
7:22 remaining in quarter number 2. Soika. The option, he lost the handle on it. Actually kind of pitched that forward, but the timing messed up the Rita defense, and it's actually a 1st down and a good gain for Denzel Thompson all the way out to the 47-yard line. Well, never looked like anybody had the ball clean on that one.
Yeah, not the way you draw it up, but hey, as long as you get the 1st down, it works. He never had control of the football because it's wet. Here it is again. So he's bobbling the football right there. He just pushes it forward. Hey, Denzel, you take it. Here it is again. So Denzel takes it, and he'll get the 1st down for the Caravan.
Right now, Mount Carmel will take them any way they can get them. And they get one here, 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Handoff, Greer had some room up the middle. Wow, did he get through that hole quickly. Takes it all the way up to the St. Rita 47-yard line. He was brought down by Joe Campagna.
Not only does he get through that line so quickly, Jim, he's so strong. Because if you just hit him once, he's going to bounce off of you and keep going.
Campagna, one of the many St. Cadogan kids on both of these teams. So Mount Carmel has a little bit of momentum on offense now. 6:41 remaining in the second quarter. Soika, option, he'll pitch. This is Greer, has some room, has a 1st down. He'll take it down to the Rita 41-yard line.
Well, picks up the 1st down by about a yard. That's all he needed, Jim. He knew exactly where he needed to go. They'll pitch it out to the left side. Here it is again. He only needs a couple. There it is again. Boy, good blocking right there by your wide receiver. He's able to pick up that 1st down.
See big Bruce Gaston in the face of Soika. Soika said, all right, I'll draw you toward me, then I'm going to pitch it. Nice execution on that play by the Caravan. First down and 10 from the St. Rita 41-yard line. Working on their deepest penetration of the night. Greer, that time, goes nowhere.
Stopped once, had a second effort, still was not able to get much.
Just a big pileup in the middle of the field.
We really have to give the fans from East School a lot of credit too, Jim. We have a big crowd here in a driving rainstorm. Just think how many people would have been here if it hadn't rained tonight.
My question would be, when was the last time there wasn't a good crowd for St. Rita Mount Carmel? They had to have been a long time ago. 5:39 remaining in the second quarter. Second down and 10 for the Mount Carmel offense, and one of their receivers on the outside moved, and it's going to cost the Caravan 5 yards.
Cannot afford mistakes like that. Not against a team like St. Rita.
One of the hardest things to do on offense is just keep the rhythm going. Mount Carmel had it working their way, and then all of a sudden, a no gain and a false start, and they're back into a second down and 15 from their 46 situation. Tim Mason, the tight end, is at the top of your screen out wide to the left. Soika, back to throw, lays it out. Cox makes the play. Landon Scott makes the play. And now we have one official waving that it's an incomplete pass. The Rita guys are saying they picked it off, and everybody's going back to the original line of scrimmage.
He must have been out of bounds. He must have been out of bounds, but man, what a nice catch.
I confused Landon Scott with Landon Cox, who is one of the receivers at Northern Illinois, in addition to being the longtime King basketball coach.
Here it is again. Now, did he catch it and watch the ball?
Wow. Interesting.
I think from the officials' angle, they thought the ball hit the ground.
No challenge, of course, in high school football, so although it's hard to tell if the ball did hit the ground from that angle. Third down and 15, 5:09 left. Soika back to throw, fine, and had his man. He was trying to hit Scott, cutting back into the field, and that pass was very nearly picked off by Joe Campagna, the linebacker who had gotten a very nice drop in the play. I will tell you this right now, that's a result of film study. You don't make that play unless you realize what that formation is and you recognize that play.
Well, you recognize the play, and watch.
Look at the drop.
You see where he drops right there, number 43, jumps up and knocks it down.
Got to talk to Joe's dad at a game earlier this year. I wonder if I was saying, son, should have had that one. That was a nice, but you can really see the way Campagna dropped on that play because he was in the frame the whole time. Nice work by the crew. Mount Carmel will punt it away with 4:59 remaining in the second quarter, and the ball into the rain and into the wind will flutter out of bounds. And it will be possession number 4 for St. Rita.
Boy, not surprised there.
And Aki will carry. He'll take it out to the 20-yard line before he is stopped, so no gain on the play.
Well, St. Rita, Jim, they're doing such a great job of controlling the line of scrimmage, and I don't know if we're going to see a lot of passing. They have a 13-0 lead. Just keep the clock moving now with 4.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, the thing that will make St. Rita so dangerous in the playoffs is they have a quarterback who just understands the passing game. They don't throw it a lot, but he knows what to do with it when they do. Aki, if he gets 2 yards here, he goes over 100, and he's well over 100. He might have more. Aki in a sprint down the sidelines. Can he win the race to the end zone?
Yep.
Yes, he will. Touchdown run of 70 yards for Jawan Aki, his third touchdown of the game. St. Rita leads by a score of 19-0. By the way, that gives him 168 yards rushing in the game.
Not to mention 23 touchdowns in the season. He is everything as advertised. Wow. He only needs a little bit of room, Jim. You just open a small hole for this guy. He is so quick to hit those holes. And then once he gets that hole, he's gone.
The St. Rita fans across the way, they are on their feet. They are watching their team roll. And they're getting very soggy, too. And it seems like I say this about every 10 minutes, but it's raining hard again. And that was a bad snap, probably because of the wet football. It results in a little roller that is no good. The score will remain 19-0. There you see how hard it is raining right now.
And here it is again, Jim. Now, here's a handoff to a key. Look, everybody, they have the defensive guys standing up. Everybody's standing up. You stand your defensive guys up. He just gets into the open, and he's off 70 yards. What a great offensive line. Here it is again. Look, everybody in brown standing straight up. They can't get forward. You stand them straight up, and it's off to the races. You're not going to catch him. Try as you can. Pat Toomey couldn't catch him. Touchdown number 3 of the evening for a key. Touchdown number 23 on the season.
2 of those touchdown runs have been long touchdown runs. And St. Rita has more than been willing to give up field position just to not allow a big return. They will kick it semi-deep. Ball taken far side of the field, and return comes back out to the 25-yard line. And the Rita special teams did a good job of covering the kick.
And see, they're pumped up. Look at the guys at the special team. They are excited.
All right, here are your standings in the Catholic League Blue. St. Rita and Providence come into this game undefeated, and that's what we talked about. If St. Rita wins this game tonight, they go to 3-0. Mount Carmel drops to 1-2, and again, for all intents and purposes, that knocks Mount Carmel out of the conference race if St. Rita can indeed win this game tonight. And they're off to a fantastic start. With 4:01 remaining in the second quarter, they're already up 19-0.
But a lot of football to be played.
Soika pitches. Thompson has a hole. Goes through it. Gets over the 35. He's over the 40. Down the sideline. He's forced out of bounds. But a nice run by Thompson. And he was tiptoeing along the sideline. Thought the Carmel guys might be lobbying for a late hit. He was finally driven out of bounds by Ronnie McNamara.
Here it is again. Off your option, Jim. Now you go your pitch. And again, this young man is one of the great running backs they have in that backfield. And he just turns that corner. And once he's able to turn that corner, you know he's going to run a long way.
34 yards on the carry. Landon Scott and Michael Banks go up to the left.
But when your name is Denzel and you wear number 23, you better be good.
Exactly. And this time it will be Greer going up the middle, stays on his feet, keeps his legs churning, gets out to about the 36-yard line. So we got 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 coming up, the clock running with 3:37 remaining in the second quarter.
When you talking about he got 5 yards, Jim, he did that on his own. What a great individual effort by Greer. Yeah, hit him once, he kept his legs moving and just churned his way for 5 yards.
How about this? The St. Rita offense over there on the bench right now, getting a little rest. 239 yards total offense, 173 yards rushing, and 168 of that is by a key.
Wow.
Caravan trying to get a score before we go into halftime. Soika on the option. He was ready to cut up, and he slipped and he fell. It will result in a loss of a yard.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that with this downpour.
Well, this is where Mount Carmel is going to start having a problem, Kenny, because with the option they run, a lot of it relies on quick cuts. And the way it's raining right now, the field is only going to get more slick as we go along tonight. Whereas the St. Rita offensive key, a lot of times he's just running straight up the field. He angles into a hole, and then he just makes his move. Mount Carmel, 3rd down and 6. They are 0 for 3 on 3rd down so far tonight. Greer has a lot of room. He's over the 30, up the middle of the field. Greer inside the 10, and he's in for a touchdown. Mount Carmel gets a big play when they needed it most. 37 yards on the touchdown for Milton Greer. And boy, it's going to be interesting right here, because do you entertain the possibility of going for 2?
I think you go for 2, because with this downpour, it had to be hard for your long snapper.
And one of the Rita Mustangs is down and injured in the end zone. So the Caravan now will attempt an extra point. Nico Rodriguez will attempt.
This has to be really difficult for your long snapper.
Yeah, that's the key. And
pretty good snap.
All the parts are good. The kick is up, and it is good. So Mount Carmel gets exactly what they need right before halftime. They get a touchdown. Now their defense has to come out and try and hold off the St. Rita offense.
Here's another angle for a touchdown. The draw, and there it is again. And boy, that came close to being a block in the back. But he's off to the races. Green tries to bring him down. He just drags him with him. Touchdown for the Caravan. Aren't you glad you're not Eric Schmidt tonight?
He asked us not to say that, but you know what?
I'm sorry, Eric.
It's true.
You're a great guy, Eric, but I'm glad I'm not you tonight.
Akee and Travis Starks are deep to receive for St. Rita. As the rain continues to fall.
Talk about a bad hair day.
Very steadily here at Gately Stadium. Rodriguez will kick it away. Rodriguez puts some air underneath it. Akee waits for it, has it at the 8. Akee will take it to the sideline. He gets past the first wave. Akee trying to cut back, ran into his own guy, still on his feet, takes it out to the 47-yard line.
He's a human highlight film.
What's it been like being on the road?
It's been great. We enjoy it. Again, the last time we talked, I was telling you the same thing. We love going out to different schools every week, and obviously this is one of the best rivalries going. Anytime we get to watch Catholic Blue action, it's always fun, and this is right at the top of it. So it's great to be out here despite the weather.
Have you seen a running back as good as Akee? I think he just got down pretty close, if not scored again.
He's got to be the most dynamic player going right now in the area. I mean, he's averaging 4 touchdowns a game. This is my first chance to actually see him play this year, and so far I've been pretty impressed by what I've seen.
Okay, where can we get more information? On the web and after the game too, right? On Fridays.
That's right. We have on ESPN 1000 and ESPNChicago.com. We'll be doing our high school show from 10 to 11 every Friday night. Also, you can go to the preps page at ESPNChicago.com, find highlights, game stories. Got a bunch of stuff from you guys from CN100 on there, rankings, all sorts of fun stuff.
Ben, thanks so much. Guys, I hear there's some action on the other side of the field.
Well, Akee in for his 4th touchdown. That was set up by a 45-yard pass completion from Gallup to Gorski, and in 2 plays after the big return by Akee, St. Rita is up 25-27 with 1:39 to go in the 4th.
And you know what? I hope we have the replay, not just of the touchdown, but the celebration. Did you see Timothy Ladd just pick Akee up? He just lifted him up like a baby. That was unbelievable.
So after Mount Carmel had gotten a touchdown to get right back in it, the St. Rita offense takes 2 plays to put in the end zone.
Boy, Gorski with the big long reception, Akee with the nice run for another touchdown, and Timothy Ladd, all 6'4", 275 of him, picks him up, says thank you very much for the TD.
And this penalty is on the lining up for the extra point, so they'll push it back.
Are you surprised they're not going to go for 2?
Well, not now.
Work on it. Why not?
And that kick is up, and it is good. So maybe that's the key. Back them up 5, kick it from there. St. Rita out in front 26-7 with 1:39 remaining in the second quarter. The stunning part of this game so far. We knew St. Rita was good, and here's an example of how they can beat you both ways, even if it's as good as Akee is. This is Gorski's 45-yard pass play that got it down to the doorstep for Akee to run it in.
Right, and that's your big tight end. And when you get the tight end that can release like that, and then watch the touchdown, goes right, sees the hole, says, you know what? I'll just walk in for another touchdown. Boy, that offensive line is so good. And he just, here, pick him up, pick me up. I'm tired. You know what? We'll pick you up and carry you to the sideline. Watch this. There you go. Just pick me up. Everybody's happy. And he just followed Jake O'Day right into the end zone.
292 yards in total offense for St. Rita in the first half. And there's the recap on your scoring drive. So our last 3 scoring drives have totaled about, what, 3 minutes and 20 seconds, Tom Bonner?
Let's not forget.
Something like that?
The outstanding kickoff return.
Right. Yeah, and St. Rita, if you add it all up, between the kickoff return, the pass to Gorski, and the touchdown, it took 3 plays to cover 92 yards. Here comes Mount Carmel on the return. This is Banks trying to stay on his feet, looking for some room, and he'll take it out to the 36-yard line, where Mount Carmel will now see if they can get another score on the board in 1:30. The way this game has been going, with the length of the scoring drives and the time elapsed, they've got plenty of time.
Oh, yeah, 1:30. That's an eternity for these teams. The problem is going to be gripping the football to try to throw it.
Akee has 176 yards rushing in the game. And we will get a whistle and a timeout by the St. Rita defense.
St. Rita saw something they didn't like.
I think they may have only had 10 guys out there.
But what a quarterback he is. He is something else.
Out of the quarterbacks that we've seen so far this year, just from a technical standpoint, by far, Whitelaw is one of the best. And Chandler Whitmer for Downer South is right there with them. Nice run by Thompson, comes up across the 41-yard line before he's finally brought down. He'll have a first down, and that will stop the clock with 1:20 remaining.
Watch Kiwan Ashanti, too, on the block. You're out your wide receiver. Look at that, blocking. You get your wide receiver out there blocking for you. That's the key. And when you get a wide receiver that can block like this, and these Caravan wide receivers do a tremendous job of blocking.
Clock running, 1:14 remaining in the first quarter. Soika. Hands off, and it goes to Thompson right up the middle. The St. Rita defense is not fooled. Thompson got about 2 yards to the 44-yard line, and Frank Lenti in the Caravan will call timeout.
Look who's getting up at the bottom of that pile. Big number 90. Well, we're really starting to get cold in here.
The rain is slowing down just a little bit. 59 seconds remaining in the quarter. Swung out, and this is Banks trying to get outside. He won't get there. He was brought down, and he was taken down by Will McNamara.
Here's again, got to swing it out to Banks. It's a nice little quick pitch. Try to turn that corner. Boy, Jim, what a great job of stringing that out. Not letting him get around that corner and bringing him down. That is a thing of beauty right there by McNamara.
32 seconds left. Clock is running. Denzel Thompson is out wide to the right. That's Banks to his left. Soika, quarterback draw, runs to the middle. He has some room.
Here it is again. When he goes down, watch the shot. Boy, he takes a pop.
See if they spike the ball here. Clock starts. And that's exactly what they do. And that will get another stoppage. Burns it down, but it's not that big of a deal because the time is the factor. There's 16 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Somebody had to help him with his jersey. There you go. There's a big offensive lineman. Come here, I got it.
The most impossible task in all of football is to replace your own shoulder pad flap.
Mike Uzar comes in, I got you.
I know of very few guys that are able to successfully do that. Soika's back to throw. 14 seconds left, and that one high and wide. And was it picked off? No. And pleading his case, saying I pulled the Troy Polamalu is Mike Parker.
Parker did what he was supposed to do, get up with the ball and say, I got it. Here it is again. Now, he just overthrows as a receiver. Now, watch Parker. Yep, bounces down, but he did what he was supposed to do.
Yep, try and sell the call.
Try to sell it.
12 seconds left.
All they can do is say no.
That's right. Thompson, Banks, they are out wide to the right. Greer is the lone running back.
Blitzed it, picked it up.
And they got it, and they hit Banks in stride. Banks is in. He better get down. He's got to get down, or he's got to get to the end zone. He's to the 15, to the 10. He won't make it, and the clock will stop with 1 second left. It's a first down. Mount Carmel has to get their play called and get to the line, and they have to snap it as soon as the official blows the whistle here.
Wow. Oh. So there you see Coach Lenti calling a timeout.
Call a timeout.
Boy, as beautiful as that play was, Jim, he needed to get out of bounds or get down to save some time. But, you know, you're not thinking about that. Hit it again. They blitzed and they picked it up. That was a great job by picking up that blitz. Now, here he is, Jim. He breaks away right here, gets away from 1-2. Boy, but he needs to get down and get more time on the clock.
Yeah, just get down. It's a first down and stop the clock.
See, but he's not thinking about it right there as he gets away from McNamara. Then he breaks free again. He breaks free again there from Parker. Boy, but if he gets down, just goes down, you'll get a couple of seconds left on the clock. But, of course, in the heat of the battle, you're thinking about the end zone.
Right, exactly. So here's the situation. St. Rita leading 26-7, but Mount Carmel, with 1 second left, they have the ball on the St. Rita 4-yard line. This drive started with less than 2 minutes to play. Mount Carmel on their own 31-yard line.
So now the officials.
to Gately Stadium on East 103rd Street. It is 26-10 in favor of St. Rita. I'll tell you what, though, that 16-point lead, it almost seems like you should be up a little bit more. Not that you aren't, but in control. What do you talk about in the locker room? Do the kids feel that?
Yeah, we left some points on the board. We had some opportunities, and you can never score too many points there because they got an explosive offense. We just got to, ride the storm and keep doing what we're doing. Make the big plays when we have an opportunity. Take some time off the clock and make sure we stop their option.
Well, you talk about big plays. I don't think I've seen as many 50-yard runs yet. What makes a Key so special?
Well, like I said, I think he's got great balance, great vision. And he hides behind those linemen. They make a little hole, and he can squeeze through it, and he breaks through there. It's tough to see. So he's got good balance and good instincts.
Sure. Thanks for your time, Coach. We'll let you get back to going. Guys,
our score at halftime, 26-10 in favor of St. Rita. Mount Carmel kicked a field goal right before the half. Let's just put it this way. Water and electricity sometimes don't miss, so we had a little issue, but we're backing up and running. And Tim Gorski with a nice catch in the early going was take a look at our SunTimesYourSeason.com halftime highlights. Set up Joanna Key's first long touchdown run of the game. St. Rita led by a score of 7-0. Then stopped Mount Carmel, forced them to punt. Then St. Rita gets the ball back right again. A Key goes over from 1 yard out. The extra point was no good. Made it 13-0. Another stop on defense by St. Rita. Joanna Key, another long touchdown run. And St. Rita at that point was up 19-0. And then Mount Carmel got right back in the game. This was their best run of the game. Milton Greer, he takes it long distance for a touchdown, goes into the end zone. And then St. Rita, well, they took 3 plays basically to get it downfield. This is a completion to Gorski, the first play from scrimmage on that drive. He'll take it down inside the 10-yard line. They give it to a Key. He takes it over for his 4th touchdown of the game. St. Rita at that point led by a score of 26-7. And then Mount Carmel able to bring it downfield. This is the key play that set up the field goal. The nice completion down the field to Michael Banks. And then it was about the time that Michael Banks was dragged down. Mount Carmel called timeout that the water, wind, cold weather gremlins got to us a little bit, and we lost our power is what happened. So we thank you for sticking with us. That gets you caught up on what's going on. Here are a look at the halftime stats, Kenny, and heavily in favor of St. Rita, as the scoreboard indicates.
Yeah, you look at the almost 300 yards total offense. Boy, they passed the ball well. Of course, they do a great job of rushing it. And you look at Mount Carmel, the time of possession, they've actually had the ball a little bit longer. But tell you what, Mr. Key has been unbelievable. All those yards rushing comes from number 1.
And he has been outstanding. And, well, Eric Schmidt, who knows, maybe could have done the player of the game interview at halftime.
Right.
Haven't had that situation very often. You get a look at Todd Kuska and the St. Rita Mustangs. Are they the best team in the state? Very well could be. They certainly played like it during the first half.
A lot of football to be played.
And again, what's at stake in this game in the Catholic League Blue is St. Rita can really, for all intents and purposes, knock Mount Carmel out of a chance at the conference championship. But if Mount Carmel comes back and wins this game, let me tell you something, folks, it's wide open, which is the way it was last year, if you remember.
And with their big plays, big play capability, don't count the Caravan out yet.
St. Rita was the only team in the Catholic Blue to win a conference road game last year, and that gave them the conference title. They won at Loyola late in the year. Ended up 3-2. And it is Banks and Greer deep to receive. The Mustangs have not been giving them a chance to return, and this time it will be Banks. Cuts behind us, blocking, on his feet past the 30. Nice return out to the 33-yard line where the Mount Carmel offense comes out first down and 10.
Well, let's see what the offense can do to start the second half, Jim. I think that if they can get started quickly, we're going to have a ball game.
The good news for Mount Carmel and their option offense is the fact that it is not raining as hard now as it was throughout most of the second quarter.
That second quarter rain was unbelievable.
Hanging on to the football was a bit of a problem for the Caravan. Scott and Banks are out wide to the right. And instead, the handoff will go up the middle. This is Thompson. Still not down yet, but, well, this is a little bit like rugby there for a moment. It's going to be a gain of 3 on the play. out to the Mount Carmel 36-yard line. It will be 2nd down and 7.
Well, we said he was tough to bring down. He showed it right there.
I don't think he ever went down.
He didn't. The referees just blew it dead.
And out comes the ball boy with the big bag of footballs.
Yeah, those are the most important guys out there.
From the 33-yard line as we are here early in the 3rd quarter. The Mount Carmel field goal right before halftime made it essentially a 2-possession game. They need 2 two-point conversions. They got a chance. This is open, and that's complete. Nice to inside the 40-yard line. Landon Scott had to go down and get it. He did, and he hung on.
Nice throw and a nice catch by Scott. Watch the catch by Scott. Here it is again, quick 2-step drop, but watch Scott as he goes down. Boy, what a nice catch by Scott.
27 yards on the completion. Soika, boy, he really got rid of that football quickly. Nice tight spiral. And Landon Scott made sure he hung on. It was a good play by Scott because, especially with the turf a little bit hard at Gately Stadium, that ball sometimes comes popping out of there. Soika on the option. Pitches this to Greer. He has some room. Greer is over the 30, inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line before he's brought down. We have seen this in spots tonight for Mount Carmel where they've gotten a little bit of momentum on offense. They certainly have it here early in the 3rd.
Right, because that offensive line winning the battle right there. Here it is on the option. If you go out to your left side, you see the big hole right there. And when you put the ball in his hands, as Todd Kuska said earlier, he's a big play guy with big play potential every time he touches the football.
Banks and Scott come out to the right again. Greer and Thompson are the running backs. Soika hands off to Greer, breaks the first tackle, trying to find an opening. Found a little bit of one, takes it inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line where it will be 2nd down and 5.
And Jim, what a great individual effort. Watch the individual effort right here by Greer. He'll go off, bounce, bounce, get hit, keep going, get hit, keep going. Boy, what an individual effort.
Mount Carmel really hasn't had a sustained drive in this game. Their one touchdown was a long run, and then they had a big play right before the field goal. Soika keeps, cuts it up inside, spins around, still on his feet, drags a would-be tackler down to the 11-yard line. It will be 1st down Mount Carmel from the St. Rita 11.
Boy, he just took Chris Sims right with him. You know, this guy's tough. We talked about his toughness earlier. Here it is again. Now, watch the way he'll just get here and watch Sims. He'll just take Sims with him. Number 47, he'll just drag Chris Sims a couple of yards.
Big Curtis Vasendik pushing his quarterback forward. 9:34 and running remaining in the 3rd quarter. Soika comes down the line, gave it to the first man through. That was Greer, and Greer actually picked up about 2 feet on that play. The ball will be spotted just outside the 10-yard line.
Sims was right there for that one. You know what? You dragged me a couple of yards your last play. Sims was ready on that one. I noticed I didn't mention I went to high school with his mom once today, Chris Sims.
And you still have it.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well played by you. Coming up on 9 minutes remaining in quarter number 3. Maybe the biggest play of the drive right here. Soika fakes to Greer now, pitches it to him. Greer got hit at the 10 and then just squirts forward all the way to the 4-yard line where it will be 3rd down and about 3.
Boy, Michael Parker. What a nice play by Parker because it looked like he had daylight. Here it is again. I watched the pitch, and now watch Parker come up from the corner position to hit him. It looked like he had a daylight till Parker came up and slowed him down.
Let's make it 3rd down and 2 from the 9-yard line. Play number 8 of this drive. It started at the Mount Carmel 32-yard line. They trail 26-10. Soika keeps, has a 1st down, and he is down at about the 1-foot line. But that is a 1st down for Mount Carmel, so they'll have at least 4 tries to punch it into the end zone.
Boy, he was close. How close can you get, Jim? Here it is again. Fake the handoff, cuts to the inside. Look at the nice block, goes right through. Boy, what a nice block there, though, by Zachary Griffin.
What a drive by the Caravan.
This is Mount Carmel football.
And the option is working now because all the parts are working. And Soika goes forward. I do not believe he got in. No, they'll spot him right about where the ball And now the official comes in from the back and signals touchdown. No, he's saying second down. I was going to say, usually you don't see that official signal a touchdown, and he didn't.
Oh, he put his hand up.
Instead of putting one arm up and signaling two, he had both arms up in the Richard Nixon pose.
Yeah, you know what? You can see here, Jim, he's not across the line.
No, he did not make it, because what you watch is you watch the officials from the side come in and spot it, and they were running outside the goal line. Thompson is on the left. Greer is in the center of your screen. And it will be Soika keeps it in the end zone, touchdown Mount Carmel. Now the question becomes, do you go for two here?
Quarterback kept it.
26-16 right now.
Follows that offensive line in easily for the touchdown. Do you go for two?
Well, I would be very tempted to keep it to where I don't start chasing points and need a field goal at some point, but
you're going for two.
Go for two.
Going for two.
Soika again has Thompson and Greer behind him. Soika, he rolls, he's looking to throw, he does, and that is complete to Banks, 2-point conversion. And Mount Carmel looked like they were on the verge of getting blown out of this football game midway through the second quarter. And here we are with 7 minutes remaining in the third, and Mount Carmel trails St. Rita 26-18.
Boy, they made that look easy. They made that look easy.
Well, Kenny, that's what happens when you get a little momentum with this option offense. In the early part of the game, when Mount Carmel was dropping the football on the turf and they were going 3 and out, then all of a sudden that option is not that hard to defense, but as Mount Carmel has done here in this drive in the third quarter, they've gotten all the parts to start working, and that's when defenses start having a problem defensing this option.
Here it is again. Now you'll see he'll just go right in for the easy touchdown as he follows Denzel Thompson there, number 23. Now here it is again. Watch how easy this is. Roll out, looking for Banks, wide open. Easy.
68 yards, 10 plays, 5 minutes off the clock. Mount Carmel, more first downs in that drive than they had the entire first half.
Wow. What a block there by Denzel Thompson.
Yeah.
Tremendous block by Thompson. Soika, all he had to do was just follow him into the end zone for the touchdown.
Travis Starks and Jawan Aki are back to receive. And Aki, if you remember, got a big return right before St. Rita scored their last touchdown of the first half. And this will be Starks at his own 11-yard line. Starks goes right. He's through the first wave. Starks picks up some blockers. Now he cuts it across the field. Starks, he's across midfield, across the 40, trying to get the angle and get around the corner. He does. Starks into the end zone. Touchdown. An 88-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And Travis Starks, right like that, gets the touchdown back for St. Rita, and that is demoralizing to the Mount Carmel team.
Wow. What an individual effort by Starks, though. You noted the way he was stopped up, jumps out to the outside, and he just takes off to the races. A little high five. Wow.
An impressive start to the second half by both teams. Chris Donahue is in to attempt the extra point. And Donahue drives it low and drives it through. St. Rita's lead is up to 33-18.
That didn't take long. Mount Carmel with a nice long drive. They get things going, but now here it is again. You kick this, you follow the key, goes in, look like he has nowhere to go here. So you know what? Look, he'll stop, go back to the outside, switches hands with the football, and he's off to the races. He had nowhere to go, and then you're just not going to catch him. Touchdown for.
Well, let's see if Mount Carmel can get a big kickoff return. Banks and Greer are back to receive.
And both are dangerous kickoff return men.
Donahue will just give a little squibber up the middle of the field. Banks got a good bounce, but has to go back to the 15 to grab it. Has a little blocking, and he'll take it out to the 25-yard line before he was brought down. He was trying to turn the corner. He was brought down by James Johnson. Part of the ever-growing interest in high school football. Always been popular here in the Chicagoland area, but Now thanks to the internet and the ease of getting video on the web, and we have a fumble, and St. Rita has it.
Wow.
Recovered by St. Rita, and getting the football was number 39, Ronnie McNamara, the senior.
Little miscommunication on the handoff. You had McNamara just standing right there, falls on the football. And again, you know what? The ball is wet. Here it is again. And see, he looked like he was going to try to hand it off to Thompson, but he never had control of the ball. Thompson never had control of the ball. McNamara sees the lane there, just jumps on it.
33-18, St. Rita leading. They have the ball in the Mount Carmel 26, first down and 10. Akey is back in the game. He has the football. He goes at the middle. Barcelona brought him down, but not until there was a pickup of about 3 on the play.
Really impressed, Jim, this year with the level of play by Chris Barcelona. I've seen Mount Carmel several times this season, and he had really taking his game up another level.
Yeah, on an outstanding defense for Mount Carmel, in spite of what you see as a point total on the board for St. Rita tonight, it's the linebackers that do most of the tackling. They're very active. They're very, very good. Luke Turner goes out. He has done a lot of running and a lot of long-distance running tonight.
And you see the 2 running backs and your quarterback right there talking it over.
Robbie Gallick talks it over. That's Yakum going in motion. Gallick. Hands to Akey. He has room up the middle, and he's gone. Touchdown number 5 for Jawan Akey. What a night he's having tonight.
And every time they get back and talk about it, a touchdown happens.
Wow. They go back and they tell Akey, run it into the end zone. That would be a really good idea.
Man, 5 touchdowns.
24 yards in the scoring play.
25 touchdowns on the season.
If you are the teams that could potentially play St. Rita in the playoffs, you have to be very concerned because they are just rolling up points right now on a very good Mount Carmel defense.
This is something you don't see a lot of. People roll up the points on a caravan like this.
40 points on the board now for St. Rita as Chris Donahue knocks through the extra point. 205 yards on the ground for Jawan Akey, and this one was touchdown number 5.
Boy, look at the offensive line.
No one touched him on this one.
I mean, the offensive line just stands everybody up, and he just goes right through it. Here it is again. Look, everybody goes, and they're looking for somebody to hit.
When you have a running back take it from 24 yards out right up the middle of the field and he doesn't get touched, that is the offensive line doing their job.
No question. You saw Timothy Gorski was standing looking for somebody to hit. But the boys up front have done a tremendous job.
And again, Greer and Banks are deep to receive. Greer looking at it, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 for Mount Carmel from their own 20. Soika back to pass, has his man, and another nice catch out on the edge by Landon Scott, and a flag goes down after the play. It'll be a late hit, another 15 for Mount Carmel.
Yeah, Travis Starks with the late hit, but what a great pass and what a great catch. We have talked about Landon Scott catching again. Here it is again. Look at all the time he has. Watch Scott right there. Had to come back for the ball, and that's where you're going to get your late hit right there.
I love the way he catches the football.
Boy, he has really, really been a bright spot tonight.
34 yards on the gain. You tack on 15. It's a 49-yard game for Mount Carmel. So hang on, folks. Still a lot of interesting things going on in this one.
Something tells me Mr. Starks is going to get an earful once he goes over to the side.
Okay, now Scott is out to the wide side of the field, and he's out there all by himself. Soika back to pass, and Scott couldn't get open, and Soika was absolutely crushed. A big hit put on, and laying it on him was Dan Connolly, one of the defensive ends.
Oh, Connolly had a free shot. Here it is again. Look like he's looking for Scott. He's looking for Scott, nothing there. Now watch Connolly. Goes off his block, fights off his blocker, and wow, what a crush as Connolly fights off Nick Roach, and it goes right in for the nice free shot.
Mount Carmel had the matchup they wanted to, but Scott could not get free. Loss of about 2 in the play. Second down and 12 from the 32. 4:47 remaining in the third quarter. Soika takes it up the middle, and he'll just dive down to about the 27-yard line. That's a gain of about 5 in the play. It will bring up 3rd down and 7 for Mount Carmel. I guarantee you if they don't get it here on 3rd, they'll go on 4th.
They're going 4th. Looked like Joe Moss was down there. Looked like he tripped him, from my angle. But yeah, you're right, Jim. If they don't get it here, they'll go for it on 4th. Yeah, did he trip him? Here it is again. Did he trip up? Yeah, he just trips over his foot right there. I was right. And, Moss trips him, but I think he tripped over Moss's foot.
Landon Scott is matched up against Starks on the bottom of your screen. That's where Soika is going, and staying outside on the sideline was Scott, and Soika thought he was going to cut in a little bit, and it will be 4th down.
Yeah, Scott was going straight. He didn't stop. He kept going towards the end zone.
Mount Carmel has to keep this drive alive. A touchdown gets them back to a 15-point game, which is where they had it just a little while ago. Scott goes top of the screen. Banks goes with him. Soika 7 out of 12 in the game for 151 yards. Having a good night throwing the football.
That's a pretty good night.
That's Banks in motion. Soika, he's going to roll to his left. He looks, he throws, and the ball was a little bit short of Banks. He had to dive down to get it. When your knee hits the ground in high school football, you are down. Mount Carmel short of a 1st down. They turn it back to St. Rita with 3:57 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you're right, Jim. Banks was in motion. He was looking for Banks, but he was just a little bit short of that 1st down marker. You'll see Banks goes in motion, and he's looking for Banks all the way. It goes over to the left side, but Banks is a little bit short of that 1st down marker in the ball. Just slightly underthrown.
Now St. Rita an opportunity. Really, they could pretty much put this one away with a long drive. Unfortunately, with a key in the backfield, you usually don't get long drives.
You get long runs.
A key and Mullen in the backfield. Boy, I'll tell you what, if a key gets a lot of work in this drive, he'd be looking at close to 300 yards in the game. Starts off that run up the middle, gains about 2 to the 26-yard line.
And you have Mullen at 6 feet tall, 190, as your fullback blocking for you. That's a great luxury to have in high school.
Lavelle Southern came out of the pile with the football, but now remember, Akee,
he's coming out.
He originally was attended to after a kickoff return, and now he's having a real hard time getting to the sideline.
Boy, he's hurting.
Well, I'll tell you, again, one of the rules they tell you in broadcasting schools, don't speculate, but that did look like the cramp walk to me.
That looked like the cramp.
3:10 remaining. Clock is running. St. Rita, they'll keep it on the ground, and that one is going to go nowhere. That was Travis Starks trying the right side of the formation.
Travis Starks coming in the backfield in place of a key.
Mike Butler was there to greet him.
And of course, St. Rita won.
Okay, let's see what happens here.
Here's a key. This is the play before last. Oh, yeah. See, he bends his knee. When he goes down, his knees are both bent, and he goes down. That hurts.
2:32 remaining 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 9. The Mount Carmel defense, they can get off the field with a stop here. Gallick, he'll drop back to throw. He swings it out, and it was nearly picked off. Instead, caught for a gain, and it will be very, very close to a 1st down as Starks swung out of the backfield and made that reception.
Boy, it looked like that ball was tipped, Jim, but it looked like it was tipped right into Starks' hand, and did he get to first? Depends on the spot. They got it.
They got the 1st down.
Yeah, here it is again. Looks like it's tipped. He goes down. Here it comes. Get the screen, and yeah, it's tipped. You just barely get it tipped, but it goes right into the man's hand. Like Grossnickel tipped it.
Grossnickel has been very active in the game tonight. Kyle Yakum comes out wide to the left. He's at the bottom of your screen. Gallick pitches. Starks tries the left side, bounces backwards, and then here come all the brown-shirted Caravan members of the defense.
All you needed to do was just slow them up for a second, and then they do such a great job of gang tackling.
Clock running, 1:40 remaining. 3rd quarter here at Gately Stadium. Jim Blaney along with Kenny McReynolds and Eric Schmidt. And the game now being played in a light drizzle here on the south side. So Starks, when he left the game, had 21 carries, gained 207 yards and 5 touchdowns. Pretty good work, but I would have to imagine that we've seen the last of them tonight.
Of a key?
Yes.
Okay.
Did I say Starks?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Akey.
207 yards.
207 yards, 5 touchdowns. Gallick back to throw. Steps in that back foot and throws incomplete. Luke Turner had a hand on it for a moment, but it pops out after hitting the ground. So, again, 106 remaining, and the Mount Carmel defense has a shot at getting off the field again.
Yeah. And giving their offense pretty good field position.
Yeah.
So their defense really needs to stop here.
Still maybe a chance if the Caravan defense can get a stop. 40-18, Mount Carmel trailing. St. Rita will keep it on the ground. Starks goes up the middle, pushes it ahead to the 40-yard line, and that's just a smart conservative play. Run it into the middle, keep the clock running. If you get a first down, great. If not, you punt it away, and you're leading by 22 points.
Yeah, but the key thing, keep the clock running.
Right.
Run out this third quarter. So St. Rita will punt. But haven't punted much today, have they?
No, they have been. They turned it over on downs one time, and they've punted it one other time so far tonight. Banks is deep to receive the kick. Matt Kruger, high snap, pulls it down, got rid of it, little end-over-end tumbler. Banks would really like a chance to return this, but it took a weird bounce on him, and then he slipped and fell, and the ball is going to keep rolling and rolling and rolling, and it will finally die at the 2-yard line.
Wow.
Now, I will point out that the field here at Gately Stadium has one of the higher crowns on any field you're going to see. But to watch how far that ball rolled from the 10-yard line is amazing to see a football roll that far. A 58-yard punt by Kruger.
Well, I think it's the highest crown I've ever seen on a football field.
And it just kept on going. And not only that, that resulted in the end of the quarter as well. So, welcome back to Gately Stadium. Mount Carmel will start from their own 2-yard line, down 40-18 with 1 quarter to play. Soika, quick throw on the slant, has his man, that's Banks. And a touchdown-saving tackle made in the middle of the field as Banks really started to turn on the juice. Coming in and making the tackle for St. Rita was Benny Velasquez.
Well, I tell you what, that's what the Caravan need. Quick pitch right there on the slant, and boy, look at how much room he picks up. But that is a touchdown-saving tackle there. But Jim, that's what the Caravan need, plays like that to get back into this ball game.
Ball is at the 29-yard line of the Caravan. Another first down and 10. Soika turns one way, then the other, keeps it, and he'll take it out to about the 44-yard line, and the Rita Mustangs are saying they have it again.
Well, I think the officials are going to say down by contact. They're holding up second down.
Right. And let's go down on the field to Eric Schmidt. Eric.
Jim, just a real quick injury update on Akey. He's just taken quite a bit of hits, is what the training staff tells me, by that physical Mount Carmel defense. At this point, they would like to keep him out of the game. Obviously, the game is relatively comfortable at this point, but they said that if it does get any closer, that he is prepared to get back into the game, guys.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Inside of 11 minutes now remaining in the fourth quarter. Soika back to pass. The backfield splits out, and he throws it high and wide for Greer. So far, actually, for Soika, pretty good night. He's now 8 out of 15 after that incompletion. He's thrown for 177 yards.
Yeah, Greer just couldn't bring that one down. But, yeah, I don't think we see Akey anymore tonight. 200 yards, 5 touchdowns. You know, give him a break. Let him rest up.
Yeah.
Actually, this 6th win will put them in the state playoffs. You can actually give them a rest next week if you sore.
You would like to win the conference title, and you want to keep piling up wins to improve your seeding as much as you can. Soika back to throw, puts some air underneath it, and throws a little bit out in front of Landon Scott.
One of the few balls thrown Scott's way that he hasn't brought in tonight.
And Mount Carmel will punt it away on 4th down.
Jim, I've really been impressed with Landon Scott.
Yeah, I have too. He's really, and again, the point I make is so many high school receivers you see, they have to catch the ball into your body. He catches the ball away from the body with his hands on. That's the way you do it. I mean, he is really an impressive looking player. Pretty good punt, and it will be taken back at the 30-yard line. Mike Johnson gets it the left side, decent return, takes it out to the 45-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. 10.5 minutes left on the clock.
Well, special teams have been doing a tremendous job, I think, for St. Rita.
And we have a little congregation going on in front of the St. Rita bench.
Their special teams have been doing a really, really good job.
Let's take a look at St. Rita's schedule, what they have coming up, because it certainly looks like they're going to go to 6-0. Now a huge game coming up next week against Providence Catholic, which really is the winner of that game is going to have the inside track on the Catholic Blue title, and then games against St. Ignatius and then Loyola.
And the amazing thing about this Rita team, only 3 home games this season.
Because they were one of the teams that had I don't know what their game was, but they actually filled in for Driscoll in the Morris game. Morris had Driscoll on the schedule. St. Rita filled that gap. Travis Starks gets to the outside. Starks goes out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. He was helped to the ground as he went over the sideline by Jack Sherlock.
That's a nice way of putting it. help to the ground.
Right.
Well, offensive line said, you know what, Akeem may not come back, so let's let Mr. Starks get some running in. And, boy, what a nice move right there. Whoops. Goes a nice little stutter step. Gets to the outside and is helped down, as you put it.
27 yards rushing. Or I should say 27 yards on that carry.
Starks is a junior. He'll be back next season.
As will Akeem. There's your 2 running backs.
There's your 2 running backs.
Gallick hands to Starks, and Starks, pretty nice job. Tough running inside there, takes it down to the 26-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2. It brings up 2nd down and 8.
And they'll just keep the ball on the ground.
Keep the clock moving.
Keep that clock moving. Keep the clock moving. That's the key.
Been an impressive performance by the St. Rita Mustangs tonight.
It really has been. You don't put 40 points up on Mount Carmel too often.
Well, maybe a little discussion here about some of the better teams in Illinois high school football this year. St. Rita obviously belongs on the list. Maine South, Lincoln Way East, Fremd undefeated, Crystal Lake South, pass, post pattern, and Gorski had it tipped away from him just as he got there. We're really starting to run out of undefeated teams in the Chicagoland area. We're down to about a dozen now. And one of the things that you have to start looking at now is who are the one-loss teams that have lost to somebody who's undefeated. We'll get back to more of that in a second.
Boy, that's a nice post pattern run there, though, by Gorski going up for the ball.
I mean, in the category I just mentioned, you have Providence. Their only losses to Lincoln Way East. Glenbard North, their only losses to an undefeated team. Wheaton Warrenville South, their only loss is to Maine South. So out of the one-loss teams, I mean, I think you got to, if you're going to say Maine South is the best team, then maybe you'd say Wheaton Warrenville South coming into this weekend, the best one-loss team. And this will be Starks trying to get it outside. Did not dance. Stays on his feet. Now he's up the sideline, and now he's in for a touchdown. Starks was just absolutely trapped behind the line of scrimmage. He got away from a tackle, and he runs down the sideline for a touchdown. 26 yards in the carry, and St. Rita leads at 46-18.
Boy, there was nowhere to go. He had nowhere to go.
So add 24 more yards rushing to St. Rita's total. That takes them to 273 on the game. So you add that to their passing total, and you get 394 total offense in the game, and then you throw in 150 yards of kickoff returns, and St. Rita has done a marvelous job of gaining yards tonight. That kick is good and makes it 47-18.
Wow.
Let's go downstairs to Eric Schmidt. Eric?
Hey guys, even though Key is not on the field, with all the history of all the multi-generational family members going to these two schools, Key's got a great story. He's the first member of his family to go to St. Rita, and he grew up in Bellwood. When he was in grade school, he played a Pop Warner game at St. Rita, fell in love with that school, and you got to listen to the sacrifices he takes to get to school every day. 2 buses, 1 train coming from Oak Park, and quite often he stays at teammates' houses. Coach Guska told me that they have 6 a.m. practice tomorrow, so it's pretty likely he's going to crash at a buddy's place today. I'm sure glad producer-director Andy Zielkowski doesn't make us watch film at 6.
Yeah, he makes us watch it at 5. Yeah, you know what? And really, for a lot of the players at both of these schools, their families make a bit of a sacrifice to get them to school. Mount Carmel pulls kids from, we've talked about, I mean, I grew up in the south suburbs in the Chicago Heights area, and there were kids who rode the IC every day, and they went to Mount Carmel. That's how they got there. And Mount Carmel, they have some kids on their football team that go to their school that live way out in the southwest suburbs. So there are players who make a sacrifice and have to travel quite a bit to go to either one of these schools, and it's been that way for a long, long time.
With a performance like this, I'm surprised they don't send a limo to his house every day. Take the Tom Bonnet special.
Well, maybe they just needed, since Tom Bonnet chauffeurs you around all the time, maybe they need to have Tom pick up a couple of kids on the way to get you to and fro.
Well, I take our great statistician, Tom Bonnet, back
Southside Tommy Bonnet back. And there's a nice run by Banks on a reverse, takes it down to the 32-yard line.
Come back, too.
And we have a flag down in the field. We're having a lot of flags in this game. Yeah, Tom decided, you know what, I'll take a home game.
Again, we're going to bring it back. It looks good, but we're going to bring it back.
Now, unlike me next week, I don't get the home game. I don't get the Bolingbrook game. We'll be at the Hinsdale Central game on Saturday.
I got to find my way there.
You've been there before. We were there.
Yeah, but Tom always drives.
We were there last November. We were there. And I bring it up all the time. We were there for the best high school football game I've ever seen, that 0-2 semifinal game between Lockport and Hinsdale Central. As a matter of fact, this summer, didn't have a lot to do one night, looking through the DVD pile, and I found that game, and I sat and watched it, and it's still fun to watch. Back to pass, Soika swings it out, and that will fall incomplete.
Pass to Denzel Thompson falls incomplete.
The one guy in the NFL right now that I really kind of follow his career because we had him on a CN100 high school game of the week a lot of years ago is Pierre Thomas.
Yes. We did have Pierre.
We had his senior year, we had TF South a couple of times. We had them in the final game of the year at Richards, which was a conference championship game. And then we had a playoff game of theirs against TF North a couple of weeks later. And it's always kind of fun as we progress along to watch what players might go out of the CN100 game of the week to playing on Sundays. There's a sack all the way back at the 35-yard line. The guy who we've been calling a lot tonight, Ronnie McNamara, comes in and makes the play on 4th down.
Boy, how quick is he off the ball, though? Watch McNamara fight off the blocker. He is so quick. Here it is again, number 39. Look, goes right through 2 guys and brings them down.
Now, and the next guy we might see be an NFL player who's a CN100 Game of the Week alum is a former St. Rita player, Darius Miles.
Yeah.
He's
wouldn't surprise me.
He's having an unbelievable run at Notre Dame, playing very, very well as a sophomore.
And you know what? I saw his dad, and his dad comes to every St. Rita football game.
7:18 remaining. Mount Carmel will punt it away. It's a pretty good kick. And it is taken by Johnson back at the 26-yard line, picking up a little blocking along the sideline. Cuts back over the 50, and then he'll be brought down at about the 47-yard line. A flag goes down at about the 47-yard line of St. Rita. And they can make their plans. And St. Rita, the way they're going, you can pretty well be sure they will be playing at home their first playoff game. They'll keep it on the ground as the march toward 300 yards rushing continues. They may get it on this play. Starks, he's going to take it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. St. Rita, they've rolled up 50-plus points on Mount Carmel in this game. an unbelievable rushing performance, first of all by Joanna Key and now by Travis Starks.
Travis Starks is showing that he's also an outstanding running back.
This is, when this score gets flashed around the state, people are really going to start to take notice, and I have a feeling fans of a certain team up in Park Ridge are really going to say, whoa, wait a minute here. Extra point is good. Take a look at the touchdown again.
Well, this young man is on the real. Look at this offensive line. Stands him up. Look at the moves. Step, brings him in, gets to the outside, and he is off to the races. Look, he just slows up.
How about Starks' numbers tonight? 4 carries, 121 yards, and 3 TDs.
Boy, what happens if he carried the ball 5 times?
That's an average of 30.3 yards per carry. And I didn't need Tom Bonnet to tell me that one. Greer takes it at his own 15, slips a tackle, trying to work his way across the field, and he's brought down finally at the 32-yard line. Nation, Green Machine, and Fear the Darkness, and they all share the passion that make prep sports the best game in town. That's the Battle of the Fans, available now in the Sports Weekly folder on Comcast Video on Demand.
Well, get a chance for Rita to bring in some of the reserves, give the youngsters some time.
Here's my question for Andy Zielkowski and the crew: is did they, pitch in so that Comcast can make an offer for NBC Universal? Tom Bonnet's got to be all over that. He's the guy that watches Wall Street closely. And there's a run up the middle out to the 32-yard line. And 103rd Street is getting a little busy out there, Kenny, because a lot of people have had enough of the rain, and they are of the opinion that St. Rita has this one well in hand.
Are the runner-ups to the prizes at the Air Force?
6:07 remaining.
Terrell Smith, Jack Hightower, Justine Baker,
Well,
and Sam Cooper.
I really, and the thing I'm sitting here now wondering about, Kenny, is we came into the night and talked about a little bit. Maine South, the consensus Chicagoland area #1, but what about the St. Rita team that's looking very, very good? Change of quarterback for Mount Carmel as John Kravitz comes into the game.
Well, you want to give him some time because you don't know when you're going to need him, so he needs to experiment.
Sam Cooper. Please pick up your prizes.
And the Rita defense has looked good. Their offense has been outstanding. And it's 4th down and 10 for Mount Carmel. And they will punt it away. Mike Johnson back to receive the kick.
Right down for the Caravan.
And Johnson will fair catch, and he will do so at the 42-yard line. We could have 5 Game-Buster 5s right out of this game. And we don't even know what's, at this point in time, as Kenny and I are calling this game, we're not aware of what's going on in Naperville North, Naperville Central. And that'll be another carry up the middle. ESPNChicago.com, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Messed up the website.
You know what? I saw that.
ESPNChicago.com. 4:16 remaining. And the ball will stay on the ground for St. Rita.
Yeah, they're just going to run this out.
That was Carlton Simmons, senior running back, getting a carry. So we'll ask the truck if we can throw up the Catholic Blues standings one more time here on the next whistle, get a look at it. And just to show you what this game does for St. Rita, especially considering the fact that they are playing Providence next week. And it sets up a very interesting game for the Celtics. I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup, that the trap running that Providence does versus just the unbelievable straight-ahead power of St. Rita.
Well, also sets up a pretty good matchup next week, too, for Mount Carmel.
Yeah,
they take on Brother Rice.
You're going to have Mount Carmel and Brother Rice in a game between 2 fairly desperate teams, and that'll be wrapped up short of the line of scrimmage. Here are the Catholic Blues standings we were talking about, and show you what this means for St. Rita. Is they go to 3-0 in the conference, but for Mount Carmel, they go to 4-2 overall with 3 games remaining, and they'll be at Brother Rice next week. So again, you're going to have two teams that are going to be a little bit desperate for a victory and know that a win next week is probably going to be enough to vault them into the playoffs. Again, I don't think any of the teams in the Catholic League Blue are going to have a problem with having enough playoff points to get in as a 5-4. The conference, and again, to explain the playoff points a little bit, it's the total of your opponent's victories. Punt taken at the 35-yard line and returned out to about the 42. It's the total of your opponent's victories, and the first thing it's used for is to determine who gets the playoff spots out of the 5-4 teams. And then after that, the playoff points is used to help seed the teams into the quadrants. So it's a very, it plays a long way toward what the pairings might be. And it really comes into play if you play in a team, in a weak conference that doesn't play outstanding non-conference games.
Right.
And that's why, now, and we'll get back to the first game of the year between Hinsdale Central and Wheaton-Warrenville South in a second. I'll talk about why that game was very interesting as we look back on it now. Talk about that in a second. But between Hinsdale Central and Wheaton-Warrenville South, that game was won by Wheaton-Warrenville South. And one of the comments that I heard some of the folks from Hinsdale Central make, as this run goes up the middle for a first down, is that we're disappointed that we lost, but we played a great team that's good for us overall, and we'll get a lot of playoff points out of it, because the thought is, even though we lost this game, we're going to get at least seven, maybe 8 playoff points out of it, because Wheaton-Warrenville South should have won that many games. So as you schedule, that's one of the things you need to look at in your non-conference games. We want to play a team that's going to win a lot of games, because we get, whether we win or lose, we get the playoff points for it. And that run will go up the middle. They spotted the last play just short of the first down, so now that moves the chains with 1:40 left, and the clock will stop.
Well, we've talked about a key. We've talked about the offensive line, but I can't say enough for special teams play at St. Rita. I think there's special teams play, on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Been very, very impressive tonight.
They have had some big kickoff returns. First and 10 is Kravitz leads the offense, and Mount Carmel just keeping in the middle of the field. The St. Rita guys just keeping contained, and this time we'll run under a minute to go.
Impressive win by the Mustangs.
And that's the thing. I think there may be something, wow, what happened to Mount Carmel? St. Rita happened to Mount Carmel.
Yeah. Mount Carmel's a good team.
A very good football team.
St. Rita is just special tonight.
Second down and 3 from the 19, inside of a minute remaining. And again, that play will go up the hash marks. Close to yet another first down, and it is a first down at the 14-yard line. They'll move the chains after stopping the clock. Well, the rain has about stopped. That's the good news. Good night for football, though, tonight. A little chilly. Just good stuff. And Kravitz will hand off, and that should be the final play of the game if the referees are a little slow in spotting the football.
Well, yeah, they will be.
Would be fine with just about everybody, as we now have 25 seconds.
Can you imagine when this score goes up 54-18?
Oh, it will shock people. And I think it's going to really generate the idea that St. Rita might be the #1 team. I mean, it's hard to hop them over Maine South if Maine South doesn't lose, but the argument would still be there. Kravitz keeps, he pitches out to his left, and that should be the final play of the football game, and it is. So an impressive performance tonight by Todd Kuska's St. Rita Mustangs. They come into Gately Stadium. They stay undefeated in the Catholic League Blue. They stay undefeated overall, and they win this one tonight by a final score of 54-18 over Mount Carmel. We'll back in a moment to wrap it up on the CN100 High School Game of the Week. Welcome back to Gately Stadium, where the St. Rita Mustangs have defeated the Mount Carmel Caravan in impressive fashion tonight, 54-18. And maybe the most impressive player on the field tonight is down on the field with our Eric Schmidt. Eric?
He's also the most excited player, with good reason, man. But I go to first. How do you feel? I know you sat out a good part of the second half.
I mean, I feel pretty good. I'm a little sore, but I mean, it's worth it. You know, it's a big rivalry game. We came out and we did what we had to do to get the victory.
You guys Mount Carmel pulled it within, and then you guys went up and won 36. Would you have imagined that coming in?
And I know they're tough, you know. The last 2 years I've been on varsity, we gave up two big leads in the playoffs to lose in the playoffs. And during halftime, our captain, Joe Capagna, gave a good speech about us not giving up the lead. And I mean, we just played until it was over, you know. We just wanted to keep hitting up points for our defense.
With you being the one punch, Starks, what a great number 2 punch. You talk about him being behind you. You might have to worry about PT now.
Man, he's exciting to watch. He makes big plays happen. I mean, when I go out, he comes in, and we lose nothing really. You know, we're two kind of different runners. You know, I'm a kind of straight up guy, make one cut and I'm gone. And Travis is a more of an electric guy. You know, he's gonna make that big play. He's gonna get you maybe a -1, a 1 yard gain, then he's gonna bust a 31.
Now the Eye Black says loose cannon. What does that mean?
I mean, it just stands for, you know, I don't put myself down to anybody. You know, I like making contact. Anything can happen with me any given day against any team.
Well, great game. I think the bad thing for you guys, I don't think you had the time of possession today, that's for sure. Too many long runs. Good job, set you up real well in conference. Jim, Kenny, back to you.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. And Jawan's got to work on getting a little more excited, I think.
Yeah, loose cannon. Boy, I tell you what, he's just a cannon.
That was a pleasure to see. And Juwan Key, our player of the game here, is our Sun-Times play of the game. And, you know, you could pick any one of his touchdown runs, but this one is just – this is the fun one because this is just pure speed.
Boy, look at it. You just can't catch him. You can't catch him. Boy, he's something else.
Juwan Key, 5 touchdowns in the game tonight. So an impressive performance by St. Rita as they pick up the win over Mount Carmel tonight. The St. Rita Mustangs, they stay undefeated by beating Mount Carmel 53-18. For Kenny McReynolds and Eric Schmidt, and for our entire CN100 crew, I'm Jim Blaney. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at Gately Stadium on the South Side.
Welcome back, fans, and congratulations to your Mustangs on another great football game. Thanks for joining us, and remember, this week we have a game every single night against our rivals at Mount Carmel. Go Mustangs!